and we wanted to talk about the identity side of things. And we're going to recap what we just did off the camera for a minute because we were on a roll there.
Yeah.
Natalie, just share with me again what this work has done for you and for your identity and some of the crises that you've come into reoccur.
Yeah, so we were just talking about what happens when you've done you got quite a few sessions under your belt, and you begin to kind of let go of that fear-based thought, and you begin to kind of walk a little bit more into looking at things from a different perspective and kind of being much more intentional about where you're at emotionally. And I'm not saying it's bad to go into fear. At the same time, I am saying that it's uncomfortable to be there internally. For me, it's very uncomfortable to be in fear. When I first started this work, my body would literally, my stomach would go to knots. And so for me, when I had quite a few sessions under my belt, one of the big kind of brick walls that I ran into was, oh my gosh, if I let all of these things go that in my mind protected me from being hurt.
Mm-hmm. It's like the old friend that you know is, or that turned out like not to be your friend, or that old judge, or that old place that the judge that would come out and just kind of be on your side. You see, Natalie, you can't do it, and you were not able to like. Did you really think you could do it? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And so that kind of reared its ugly head. And I went into this space of, well, who am I really? Because I was sharing with Raquel earlier, one of my old core beliefs as a young woman was, this is my line, and if you cross it, I'm not going to cross it, but if you cross it, then I am going to kick your AWS. And it's that simple. And, two people go in one room, I'm going to be the one to come out. Mm-hmm. And that's how I kept people
putting on the boxing gloves and being very prepared to fight because that's what you thought you needed to do.
Right, and that was my version of being independent, and I didn't need anybody else. But the truth is that I desired to have relationship with people and
have an understanding at a different level.
Like, and I have to say, after I did this work, I really began to have authentic, real, vulnerable relationships. And I'm not talking about just intimate ones. I'm talking about like true friendships where you can talk about anything and there's not this icky judge fear coming in and saying you're going to be judged. And if there is, you can even talk about that.
Yes.
So what about you?
Yes. Well, for me, I do a lot of energy work.
Raquel is a Reiki practitioner
yes.
and reflexologist.
Yes, and I teach yoga. And for me, I have noticed that once I've done, oh my goodness, I think one of my mentors for this, besides Natalie, was Christopher Harper, and he made me do a lot. And in this moment, I'm grateful for it because what it did was after getting and narrowing down, the self-saboteur was getting shut up quicker and quicker and quicker because my awareness grew. And I will stop you dead in your tracks if you bring up a old story that's not for the purpose of getting your face, let's not bring this up again, but for the fact that why are we going to bring the energy behind of whatever those feeling was back? Now, if I have to revisit it for a moment to explain something to somebody and utilize that, I always put my offer of protection and everything like that. But really, it's you get to the core where people are using their words and their bodies, and the body keeps the score. There's a wonderful book, I don't remember the name of the author, but the body keeps the score on those words, on those offensive, on those judgments. And so from an energetic standpoint, once you have released it to the universe, and that's the way I say,
Mhm.
my wisdom is very clear on that point. And we're talking about that this is still, if you went to counseling, this is that I've had deep counseling, I've had deep session work, and coaching. But this is something as so simple as to release the word, the energy that's behind it, that no, it gives me such a freedom to
Yeah.
be in that space
Yeah.
where I am not pulling it. Because have you ever been around somebody where they start talking about something that happened to them in the past and maybe they've let it go or maybe they
Mhm.
not, that
Mhm.
would bring up back and you can tell and you can almost feel
The
the heat.
emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the heat and
Mhm.
their facial expressions and everything just comes back. And
Yeah.
then
Tears
right,
come
and then
up.
all of
Yeah.
a sudden they'll tell you, I've seen this so many times. Oh my goodness, my stomach just started hurting again. Or I met this one woman. She was like, you know what? My heartburn started coming back, like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and I got scared. I'll give you one instance. Okay, I got into a little fender bender car wreck. Okay, and I had did sessions with Christopher Harper, her dad. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like jerking the steering wheel. I can't go to the left, and I'm getting really
Oh,
angry in
yeah.
the car. Do you
I
remember this
remember
one?
that. Mhm.
So I went and did a session, and I was getting so to the point where I was jerking my body and to see if this person was going to the left or the right. So, okay, we did a session, set it and forget it, right?
Mhm.
And I realized when I was at a stoplight again, like maybe I think it was 2 weeks, I came to the stoplight and I noticed that my body was very calm and
Peace.
relaxed and I was
Mhm.
very at peace. And I didn't have this gut of clenching in my stomach and I was so nice about it. And it was great to release that energy. And I mean, I'm not going in fear if somebody brings it up again, but just and excuse me, not but rewind. And I know that if I just lay this onto the side, I am feeling like this is a way to walk around where if I'm bringing something up, or if it came up, or it just doesn't even have to come up,
Mhm.
I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I
The
think
energy behind it
that
is
is
just clear.
what, yes, I think that's
Clarity,
what,
you know?
yes, yes, crystal clear clarity. I think that's what this work does when you get enough sessions on your belt. Even if you do one, you, to me, you can feel, I've not talked to anybody who couldn't notice a difference, even if it's small. But again, it's like those 10% nuggets where you're able to let something go. You think back to your past, and I have to say, I believe everyone has their own memories that to them may have been some type of tragedy or trauma, even if it may sound silly to somebody else. It's individual.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
our lives, and we are experiencing that in this moment or in that moment. And you can look back to your life and see that, oh, well, I remember when this happened when I was in school, or I remember when my parents did this, or my siblings did this, and it comes back, and you can feel the emotion rise up in you, and it has like that emotional charge.
Yeah, and it also it's kind of like it's beyond the butterflies.
Yes.
It's the look, it's the tension. It's if you start doing this to your
It's
face.
stress, right?
It's stress.
Yeah.
And you may have talked about it with a counselor. You may have, talked about some maybe techniques with your coaches, but the energy behind it is still kind of maybe burdening your soul. And so giving that release, and I mean, because I have had plenty of sessions, but Natty, I've gotten counseling on this. And you were like, okay, I understand. But let's just go a little deeper just for a moment so you can see why that stirring in your stomach or why did that come up for you again.
Well, because another, that reminds me of an awesome nugget. Another nugget is, let's say something has happened in your past, you've worked through it, you've let it go, you've forgiven it, you've forgiven yourself. That's huge.
Yes.
And then you're walking through your life, and then something similar, different but similar, is starting to brew. A situation, a family member, whatever. And in your mind's eye, you literally almost instantly go back and say, oh my gosh, I don't want this to happen again.
Yes.
And as soon as you go there, you create this internal stirring again. That emotional charge comes right back. And even though you've let go of the past stuff, now you're projecting a potential to the future.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when that potential is in a negative space, it is very restricting and very limiting because now that's what you're focused on. Gosh, this just pulls us right into law of attraction. We were talking about that this morning. But yeah, so that's just a nugget of identity crisis. And I really just want to encourage you guys that as you let these core beliefs go, and you might have some doubts of who's underneath all this negative stuff, or if I let go of my coping mechanisms,
what would I be? What would I do then?
Yes, if there's some fear there, it's natural. This is change.
Put a healthy habit in place of it.
Exactly, and you will come out on the other end. If you have any concerns, if you're in the middle and you feel scared or in doubt, again, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. And we really encourage and support anybody who's trying this work. Again, it's just one avenue to heal. But the beauty of it is it is self-healing. Yes, yeah. It is self-healing.
It is self-healing.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thanks.